Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Palestinian Islamists fire mortar shells from the Gaza Strip toward an IDF post located north of the Palestinian enclave, prompting retaliation strikes by the IDF against Hamas and Islamic Jihad positions. An IDF soldier was stabbed to death in Israel's southern city of Arad in what police said following an initial investigation was a suspected nationalistically motivated terror attack. U.S. President Donald Trump is considering recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel in what officials warn may risk inflaming tensions across the Middle East. Russia's UN ambassador Vasily Nebenzia accuses the United States and the coalition that it leads in Syria of trying to divide the war-torn country by setting up local governing bodies in areas seized from the Islamic State. Palestinian Islamists fired mortar shells from the Gaza Strip toward an IDF outpost located north of the Palestinian enclave. The IDF told TV7 that the Palestinian Islamists fired a dozen shells, all of which exploded in an open area near the outpost, causing no injuries or damage. Moments after the attack, the IDF retaliated by targeting 4 positions of the Islamic Jihad and the Islamist Hamas organizations. Palestinian sources in Gaza said that 3 people were lightly wounded in one of the Israeli strikes. An IDF official told TV7 that the Palestinian mortar attack was conducted under instructions from Damascus. The official further revealed that the attack was directed toward an IDF outpost that is located near a border area that is currently undergoing construction work on a barrier intended to thwart the Islamist organizations in Gaza from digging attack tunnels aimed at penetrating the Jewish state. Meanwhile, in an effort to prevent an escalation in violence, Egyptian intelligence officials are holding talks with the Islamic Jihad in Gaza as well as overseas. A website that is affiliated with the Islamic Jihad reported that senior Egyptian officials spoke with the leadership of the Islamic Jihad, which is believed to be responsible for the mortar fire toward Israel, warning them of dire consequences if they would further escalate the situation. Now to another incident that occurred last night. An IDF soldier was stabbed to death in Israel's southern city of Arad in what police said following an initial investigation was a suspected nationalistically motivated terror attack. Police spokesman Miki Rosenfeld told TV7 that the suspect has fled the scene of the attack and that police are conducting a manhunt in coordinated efforts with Israel's military and security agencies to locate and arrest the unknown assailant. Now to the West Bank, where an Israeli settler reportedly shot and killed a Palestinian man in what the Israeli military said was a response to an attack by Palestinians throwing rocks toward a group of Israelis. The IDF released a statement claiming the shooter had opened fire in self-defense as part of a group of settlers hiking near a Palestinian village. Palestinian residents of the village rejected the allegation and identified the Palestinian who was killed as Mahmoud Odeh, a 48-year-old farmer. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas condemned the incident as a cowardly act and evidence to the world of the ugly crimes conducted by settlers against unarmed Palestinians. Now to Washington, where the U.S. State Department in Washington said that no decision had been made about relocating the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. A spokesperson for the State Department told reporters that President Donald Trump was seriously considering the move and that the matter was under discussion by the Secretary of State and the White House. That said, U.S. President Donald Trump is considering recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel in what officials warn may risk inflaming tensions across the Middle East. According to the officials, whom are familiar with the details, Trump's announcement is expected next week and follows months of internal deliberations that grew particularly intense in recent days. The officials described the American president as adamant on fulfilling his pledge to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel, but also mindful that doing so could set back his aim of forging a long-elusive peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians, who claim part of Jerusalem as the capital of their aspired state. Trump is likely to issue a waiver on moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem by Monday, officials said, though they cautioned that the president could always decide otherwise. Now to Turkey, where Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan revealed that he held a lengthy phone conversation with his American counterpart Donald Trump, during which the Turkish leader asserted that Ankara and Washington were able to reach several understandings.
Cuma günü ise Amerika Birleşik Devletleri Başkanı Sayın Trump ile önemli bir telefon görüşmesi gerçekleştirdim. Bu uzun zamandır ilk defa Amerika Birleşik Devletleri Türkiye ilişkilerinde ortak frekans yakalayabildiğimiz bir görüşme oldu.
Diplomatic ties between Ankara and Washington have been strained by several disagreements, particularly over the United States' support for the YPG Syrian Kurdish militia, which Ankara regards as a terrorist organization. The remarks by President Erdogan, which indicate a rapprochement between the two NATO allies, came after Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu revealed that Washington promised Erdogan to halt its military support to the Kurdish militias in Syria. Now to the United Nations headquarters in New York City, where Russia's ambassador Vasily Nebenzia accused the United States and the coalition that it leads in Syria of trying to divide the war-torn country by setting up local governing bodies in areas seized from the Islamic State.
Мы уже не раз слышали необоснованные опасения, что на территориальной целостности Сирии якобы может сказаться формирование зон деэскалации. Мы последовательно опровергали эти инсинуации. А вот то, чем занимается коалиция, это реальные шаги по расчленению страны. Данное иностранное присутствие вообще находится в Сирии незаконно, как бы ни старались отдельные официальные лица подыскать юридические обоснования. Их просто не существует. Более того, видим попытки оккупационных сил закрепиться в Сирии на неопределенный срок, что никак не связано с контртеррористическими усилиями, которые, как нас уверяют, являются единственной задачей коалиции.
The Russian diplomat further asserted at a meeting of the UN Security Council that the US-led coalition was discussing measures to restore the Syrian economy with the new bodies, but not with the Damascus government, which Moscow perceives as the only legitimate governing entity in Syria.